I don't know why, but I really like photographing inside the forest or in the landscape whenever it's a rainy day. I think it looks really well, and today I wanted to take some panorama photos of the road that goes into the forest. This is the first photo that I did, stitching five vertical images. It's been raining the whole day and now it starts again. Uh, it's difficult to photograph in these conditions. The photos look okay, the photos are interesting, but it's difficult because not only that you get wet, but all the equipment, the gear, it's getting wet. It's not fun working in these conditions, but I found out that these are by far the most interesting images produced in moments when usually people stay inside their homes. Usually these are the images that sell the best, at least for me. So I will try to photograph today as much as possible without damaging my gear. But I just wanted to mention it in case you didn't know. It's not easy to photograph in the rain or in a very rainy day. The big plus of rainy days is that I'm alone in the forest. Nobody gets out when it's raining, at least not in the forest. Now, on a different note, I know I promised you an ebook, but after I was half done with the ebook, I realized that that's not the ebook I wanted to write. I don't want to make step-by-step photography, I don't know, tutorials or just basic knowledge. I want to write an ebook about my philosophy on photography. I think that you can learn the basics all over the web. You don't need to learn what is the ISO, how to set your aperture or exposure time from an ebook written by me. So I think I will rewrite the ebook and try to write about the way I think about photography in general, and then I will talk about different case studies, how I was uh, approaching, or what was the thought process behind the image. It started to rain again, and because it rains pretty bad, I decided to stop and use the rain cover that I have to protect myself from the rain. It's not fun being wet. When you're wet, you're not thinking anymore to do photography, but you're thinking to go home. And I also decided to use the rain cover of the backpack to protect the camera. I think this is a good spot to take a panorama of this road because I have some light right ahead, and in the beginning of the photo I have some darker areas. So this will create a really beautiful transition and the contrast between two areas. It will show depth. I'm so sorry I'm in black, but I think I stopped using rainproof jackets because while they kept the rain outside, they created moisture inside. So I don't like them anymore. They're pretty expensive and they're not doing the job in my opinion, they're supposed to do. So I'm using simple rain covers just like that. I created a panorama from stitching 5 images. I shot vertically at 50mm. The settings were ISO 100, f11, and 2 seconds exposure. And I also used the polarizer, but not completely all the way. I didn't remove the entire shininess or glitteriness from the rocks and the leaves. And as you know, I mentioned before, even though you don't have sun in the sky, in a situation like this, the polarizer works very well and creates some really saturated colors. So I made it to this place without getting too much wet or getting my gear too much wet. And I stopped here for the curve. As you can see, it's really dynamic. I think it offers a really interesting opportunity because it's really tight and I can create something interesting. I will go again for a panorama because I want to capture the entire development of the curve. I'll just have to see how far I have to be in order to have the entire curvature of the curve. I can be really close to the curve if I would shoot at 24 millimeters wet. I think the panorama shot at 24 millimeters look a little bit off to me. So I'm used to photographing panoramas from 35 millimeters on a full frame body and up. So this is the case right now. I will go to 35 millimeters, shoot vertically, and see the settings are about the same. 2 seconds, f11. I don't know how many photos I will need to create the entire panorama. Probably I will have to clone this bench out of the final photo, but I think it will look okay. It will look great. I did 6 photos in total and stitched them together. As you can see right now, the photos on the screen. I think it looks okay. Probably a very good idea would be to repeat this exact photo during autumn and then during winter. It would be a very beautiful analogy and showing transition over time. But right now I'm confronting with the rain again. Starts pouring. I still consider myself to have a lucky job, and I had a small injury, you can say, for a month and a half. Now I'm getting better and better. I can walk again, and it feels great. Yeah, life is good. Could be worse. I'm healthy. My family is healthy. For a moment, I'm waiting for the rain to stop. I'm walking in the rain, but with my DJI Osmo Action. Hope it will stop at some point. If it doesn't stop, can't photograph anymore. But fingers crossed. At this moment, I'm having both my cameras covered with the rain cover of the backpack. The rain kind of gives the impression that it's gonna stop, or at least it looks like this. I'll grab the gear and move on, but keep continuing filming on this little camera because it's waterproof. Well, because I'm in the forest while it's raining, I hope you can notice around me there's a little bit of fog that's coming from the forest. And it's something that happens often. If the rain is a little bit colder and the temperature is warmer, then you're gonna get fog right towards the end of the rain. So I managed to capture that 5 shots stitched together. The exposure settings were kind of the same, but I'm so happy that I managed to capture some fog, even though it's just some light fog. Sometimes this works better. Decided to take a shot at this curve, some fog in the distance over there, but I really like how it goes like in an S shape. It's very dynamic. Its perspective is powerful. Some of you ask me often how I managed to capture so many foggy forests. Now, in a way, you have the answer. You have to be in the forest while it's raining and wait for the rain to stop, or you are there right when the rain stops. But either way, you need to be out there in a rainy day. Again, I used 5 photos to stitch this panorama together. Settings: ISO 100 f11, 1.3 seconds per exposure, and I really like the light, the slight fade because of the fog. I think it creates a really beautiful atmospheric image. I'm pretty sure you're hearing the rain. I had to stop here. It rains pretty bad. It doesn't want to stop. But also the fog has gone from the forest. So I will just
say a big thank you to all of you that watched this short vlog. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed, ask questions, say whatever you want in comments, good or bad, just be polite. And until next time, keep on photographing, it's the only way to get better. Thanks for watching again, bye bye.